This is the last in my series of what you can do this summer videos, creating a SRAR account. If you're not getting to this in the summer and it's the fall months, it's okay. This video is still going to be useful to you to help you get going on your own. So what is a SRAR? A SRAR is a self-reported academic record. Basically, it is you self-reporting all of the information, all of the details that are on your transcript, which is typically available in Genesis. Note that it is not available for most of the summer, so it's important that you download that before the summer starts. It will come back up again when schedules release in late August. There are several different systems that, for self-reporting records that are used for different schools. So there is something that's actually called the SRAR / the SSAR that is used honestly by most of our students because that's the one that Rutgers historically uses. So that knocks off about 300 of our students every year automatically doing the SRAR, but lots of other schools use that as well. So most of our students have to do that one. Some schools also may alternatively require that students report their grades and courses in the Common App courses and grades section. If you are back in my Common App video and you notice the section right under writing, there was something about courses and grades and it said that 5 of my schools required it. That's this one, the Common App courses and grades section. There's also a grade reporting section in the SCORE application. And finally, some schools have their own school-specific grade reporting system. So now who uses what? This is a quick view as of now as to which schools use the SRAR system. You'll see that many of the schools that are popular destinations for Hillsborough applicants, Rutgers, NYU, Montclair, UDEL, Pitt, Penn State, UConn, lots of those biggies for us use the SRAR system. So that's what we're going to talk about in getting things in today. Just note that as you use the other systems, they work much the same way. So if you kind of are doing the SRAR one first, you'll know exactly what to do when you get to any other self-reporting system that you need to use. It's super clear. And you can also, for that Common App one, you can make sure that you're using that Common App help guide that I have, which walks through exactly what to do in the courses and grades section there. So how do we get started? I think the easiest thing to do is Google SRAR. It's the top link that comes up, or here's the link if you want. You want to make sure you're using the same email address for the SRAR that you used when you created your application and did any other applications. Everything needs to be the same to match up. Same thing with your name. You want to make sure you're using your full name, that same name that you used on your application. Again, that's going to help schools to match up the application, which is received separately from the self-reported academic record. Now, again, I've got resources for you. I have a SRAR tips and hints document, which is going to tell you exactly what you need to enter in every single field of the SRAR. This document is also going to be linked in your SCORE drive. So again, go to my profile, go to your drive, and look right here. It tells you exactly what you need to do for the entire thing. Put this up in your window right next to your SRAR, and you'll be good to go. It's going to be super quick and easy for you. Now, let's go a little bit further. We're going to take a look at my actual SRAR. So this is the SRAR that I've created. When you're creating yours, you're going to hit Create SRAR Account. I already have one, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Hopefully it remembers my password, and it does. And I can go ahead and log in. Now, the way the SRAR works is that there is most of the information is linked all together, but what you're going to find is that depending on how you access the SRAR, it's going to look a little bit different. I'm kind of looking at the national SRAR right now, which is like blue and green and white. If you access this for the first time from the Rutgers website, you're going to notice that it looks like a Rutgers site. It's red. If you access it from the My Penn State site, it's like blue. Same thing for University of Pittsburgh. So it does look a little different depending upon where you started, but the back of the information is shared between multiple schools to some degree. So you only have to do it once, sort of. It does ask here about setting up two-factor authentication. Do as I say, not as I do. You probably want to set that up. I have never done that, so I always just hit remind me later, and it is not a problem. When you come in, you'll set it up as an undergraduate first-year applicant. So what you'll wind up doing here is that you are going to add schools to this section. So some schools, it's going to let me go ahead and add them. So it'll let me go ahead and add Rutgers for the correct academic year. And then it'll give me some details about what I need to do. Just having a school here in and of itself does not transmit the information to the college. So every college has a different process about how this works. This is the part that's really kind of a pain about the SRAR system. It's not entirely universal. So for Rutgers, you need to add it to your SRAR, and then you're going to, after you apply to Rutgers, have to link it from your Rutgers account. Penn State works pretty much the same way. Pitt auto links it. So everybody's a little bit different. Again, don't stress about it. I will help you through it in the fall. Don't worry so much about it now, but just know that there's probably more that needs to be done. And if I'm sending you emails that says something's not done, you should pay attention to them. They're really important. I'm trying to help you complete your application to a school with some step that you didn't know existed. So just to give you an overview of what we got here in the SRAR, basically how it's set up is that it's going to take your information. You're going to confirm when you'll be graduating here and what years it's going to be. You want to make sure that everything matches up. You'll see I tell you you should report number grades, and our final grades are full year. You'll always make sure all of this information is correct as you're coming through. So you want to update that for your class year. The help guide will talk you through how to do all of these updates as well. The basic gist is what you're going to be doing is, again, entering all of your information for year by year. So you'll see here that I have already entered some information about my 9th grade year. I've entered a subject, a title, a course name. This is exactly what's on the transcript, the level I took the course at, the actual grade that's on my transcript, and the number of credits that I got. So you'll do that for each and every one of your courses that appears on your transcript. It is not difficult, but it is labor intensive. I personally prefer to enter it this way, where I'm entering 1 year at a time. I think it's a little bit easier to keep track of. There are some options, though, where if you prefer, you can choose to enter things by subject. So you can enter by year or by subject. Some students prefer to do it by subject. Personally, it confuses me, so I don't like to do it that way. But you can. So basically, you'll be entering grades 9, 10, and 11. When you get to grade 12, you'll enter all the courses that are on your schedule for your senior year, and you'll enter the grade as an in-process grade, which means that it's not available at that time. There's a section on here for entering exam scores. A lot of students will leave this blank, that there are some individual schools that will require that if you're self-reporting scores, you do it through here. Again, something we'll worry about later. Don't stress about it in the summer. But a good source of your effort in the summer is to get this busy work done. It requires not much brain power. It's not going to change, at least for grades 9, 10, and 11. So you can get all of that stuff done. That'll save you probably about 45 minutes of time in the fall at the last minute when you realize that this is something that you missed. So this is a great one to do over the summer. Again, not complicated, but you can get most of the work done. And then when we get to the fall, you'll worry about submitting it to the individual schools that you have applied to. So that is a quick gist about the SRAR that helps you get it through everything. Make sure you're using this document so that you do things correctly. And when you're in school in the fall, I'll also be having after-school help sessions. Sometimes I also run lunch sessions. This is a thing that students will commonly work on during those sessions. They come with friends, and they work on it together, and we get it knocked out fairly quickly. So that's another time where you'll have some support in working through this SRAR, as well as your applications, if you do feel you need that support. All right, hope this gives you lots of tips about things you can do to get ahead of the game before we return in the fall.